All right, let's take you to KZN now, where 5 suspects have been shot dead in Morningside in Durban. They've been linked to a deadly shooting in the Springfield area. Our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli is there and joins us now with the very latest. Good evening, Lethiwe. What more do we know about this shooting?
Well, Mfundo, we're still in Morningside where the shooting, or shootout rather, took place a bit earlier on. I'm going to be joined by the police minister because he has arrived. But earlier on we were told by the police spokesperson here in KwaZulu-Natal that these men were or allegedly were involved in one of the shootings that took place here in Durban not so long ago in Springfield. 3 people died there, including a 9-year-old child. And we do understand that the police have been investigating, and through their investigations they made this breakthrough where they found 5 men living in this very posh residential area in Morningside, and they have made a breakthrough, and we do understand that now there's going to be further investigations because the police minister has shared a bit more details as to what exactly happened. But right now I'm joined by the police minister, Minister Bheki Cele. Thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. Take us through what you've learned and some more detail about the shootout.
Well, as you say, we're at one of the posh suburbs of eThekwini, that Morningside. Even the place where we are is quite posh, well maintained. You would think less that this kind of people would come and live in such a place. We have been having trouble in eThekwini for a few weeks back and even months, where there have been shootings, sometimes drive-by shootings, sometimes people targeted and all that, especially in areas that have been targeted. That would be Wentworth, the city centre, almost around where we are, and the place called Newlands, and the place called Sydneyham, and some other townships. So the police, under the leadership of Provincial Commissioner Mkwanazi and National Commissioner, they put a special team. That team is multi-disciplinary team with different components. I'm not going to mention components, but it's quite a good team. They've been doing the good job. They've been arrested and all that, and they've been on the ground working on these matters until early this morning, where they followed the car when they received information last night. And that car, they found it this morning. And as they found it, somebody had 2 guns on that car. And they proceeded where it stays, and they found the drugs and all that. They continued their investigation until they were led here, or until they came here. As they came here, they went to the right house, to the right place here. And then those guys, they opened fire. Actually, they nearly killed one of my police. Fortunately, he was on the bulletproof. They shot his bulletproof. So there was an exchange of fire, and police, they prevailed. 5 of those guys, they are still here. They are sleeping. I'm told that they are dead. It's not only them who have been there. There's a lot of money, I'm told, a lot of money, and that is the lot of drugs that are there. But the syndicate seems to be much bigger than what we see. This is a beginning. This police will be really doing a good job going forward in terms of investigation. 5 firearms have been found. Those firearms are 3 rifles, 1 AK-47 and 1 AR-15, 1 R4 and pistols. Is a group of guys that looks like they've developed themselves as a nucleus of this nonsense. It has been said that it is a drug war theft. They are fighting over the drugs theft, where the elimination is more on the heads of those groupings around there. They go around to eliminate whoever is their opposition, fighting on that. There are many other things that, as I've said, they'll have to follow. One other stacking things, and some of those guys, especially the one that seems to be a leader, and the father is a former cop who was in the SANAP, who was dealing with the drugs here. The one thing that is stacking in our minds that we'll have to work on at the police. There is a very, very long list of withdrawal of the cases of these guys. Some are withdrawn from police station, some from the court and all that, which tells you the story that maybe it would be good to get every case how and why was withdrawn and all that. So there are other things, other information that we can't share at the present moment that tells you that we're dealing with a highly organized syndicate. But police so far have done the good work, and we believe that if they pursue with this direction that they've started, we will be able to overcome and make people of these areas I've mentioned live safe life and begin to enjoy life.
Police Minister, I mean, you've just mentioned something very, very important in this case, that one of the group leaders, his father was a former police officer, and some of the rifles that were found inside that apartment building are very high caliber firearms. Are you any concerned with the amount of guns in our streets and the fact that there's been a lot of shootings preceding this one? I mean, they were linked to a recent shooting here in Springfield not so long ago where a 9-year-old child died. Do you think you're losing the fight against guns and also these organized syndicates, especially when it comes to drugs?
Well, if we were losing, we would not have been standing here, Lethiwe. For the fact that we are standing here, it tells you that the police are doing the work. Yes, we are not there, but nobody can accuse us of not doing anything. That's why we're standing here. Those firearms are found. I fully agree with you. I'll concede that there are too many illegal firearms out there, which is the part of the approach that the police, the management, have found the way of really working on the firearms, illegal firearms, either led by the crime intelligence or any form of intelligence to go and find those guns, either finding them on the roadblocks like these two that were found in the morning, were found in the roadblocks beside those that were found here. So to say that we're losing, it would be exaggeration. But we are fighting, we are there, and we need to keep on going. And especially with these specially projected kind of operations, I think we will be making inroads.
You just spoke about a withdrawal that has been happening. Are you talking about withdrawal of cases that you're seeing, the amount of withdrawals that you're seeing?
It's not just, it's a long list, pages of these people having been arrested and cases withdrawn or letting them go, some bail and all that, especially the one that unfortunately you can't mention his name, we know his name because the case is still here, has been in and out. Police, that's one thing that we raise all the time, that police, they do their work, and as they believe that they have done their work, such things do come. And everybody asks the police, where is so-and-so, as they would ask, where Bester now, when we have done our job to put Bester out there. So there are other areas. I believe that together as a cluster we'll have to come close to this kind of situation where there is a willy-nilly withdrawal, where people, they get bail, where people, they are arrested time and again, but they keep coming out. I did see the list, the pages of the withdrawal of this gang and some of his accomplices.
Minister, am I able to bring in the PC, because it was his team that led to this breakthrough? PC, can you please just kindly join us at eNCA? I mean, it's your team that kindly made a breakthrough on this case. We were with you in Springfield not so long ago, and there was another shooting in Verulam. What do you have to say about this?
It's a concern. It's a concern because these criminals, they don't hide underground. They live amongst communities. So if communities start paying attention and ask questions about strange people that are living within their neighborhoods and alert the police, and it will make life easier because we'll be able to catch them before they cause more deaths in the province.
It seems like we're losing the fight against drugs and also taxi wars in the province. The most recent shootings have to do with taxis and also drugs in the areas. So what do you have to say? What are some of the investigations that you're still following up on in terms of these shootings, drugs and taxis as well?
Yeah, well, with the drug crime is quite sophisticated. We reside in close to the harbour. And I'm sure you know the number of ships that comes into the country. They all dock here in Durban. So the number of containers that are coming in for us to be able to screen all of them, that remains a bit of a challenge for us. But we are working on measures to make sure that we can improve on that, because we find a lot of them that have been shipped into the country. That is on one side. And the difficult part of it is that those that are leaders, like this gentleman that was here, they are not known. It's people that work behind the scenes. So they hide and they send the runners, they recruit the young kids out there who are sitting in the townships, not employed, and they become easy targets for them to be recruited. What we've learned a lot on this one is that there's quite a lot of them that are using Uber vehicles. This Uber business seems to be the one that is transporting a lot of this illegal substance, and that becomes a problem for us. So, but we have our eyes on them, and we do hope we can crack that. In as far as taxi violence is concerned, that's another area that we have a challenge on. Thanks to the assistance also of the minister, we've arranged a meeting with some of these taxi leaders that is going to be taking place on Monday, where we're trying to get into the solution to find out exactly what could be the reason why they fight. Because we understand that the fights are mostly amongst the taxi owners that leads into deaths. Just yesterday, we've had a death in one of the districts at Herikwala. We fortunately today have made an arrest and recovered firearms as well, and the team is following on that as well to try and effect more arrests. So we hope, at least in the south, we'll be able to crack a lot of cases as well. Again, assault rifle, AK-47 and handguns that were found in that crime scene, and many other operations that we are busy with. So we do hope, with the help of communities that are going to be eyes and ears for us, passing information to the police, it will help us to solve this problem.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Pleasure.
Well, Mfundo, there you have it. The Police Minister Bheki Cele and also the Provincial Commissioner General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi just basically taking us through and giving us more details as to what exactly happened here. We have learned that the leader of this gang, his father, was a former police officer, which is very concerning. And the police are also sharing that they're very concerned about the kinds of guns that are found on our streets, saying that they're not losing the fight and they will be continuing with more investigations and possibly they will be making breakthroughs like this one.
Lethiwe, thank you very much for that update. That's a reporter, Lethiwe Mdluli, out in KZN for us this evening.